TONU. That stands for truck ordered, not used. It's what you're going to request from a broker if a load is canceled. So if your driver, Sam, is on his way to a pickup or gets to a pickup and it gets canceled, as his dispatcher, you should request TONU pay from the broker. You want to be compensated for your time. You could have been on another load.
Is there a time frame, or is it any time after the carrier accepts the load?
I think if your driver has not yet started the load, I don't think a broker is going to want to pay it.
Okay.
But you still should ask.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, it's $150.
So will they have a problem with you know how like sometimes you say you have to fight? Will you have a problem with the with this issue, like getting the money reimbursed for like your time or whatever? Like, will they put up a fight doing that, or is it like?
Some of them will, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You have good brokers, you have bad brokers. You have good carriers and you have bad carriers. Everybody's pointing their finger at each other. If you ever go to my page and you read my posts, I'm so positive when I'm doing business. I believe you will get the greatest outcome with the best approach. And I do not go into a phone call with a broker expecting the worst, because that's going to reflect in your energy towards them and you might not get what you want. But yeah, there are a hell of a lot of good brokers and there's some that are bad, and it's the same way with carriers. It's some carriers that are straight clowns, or drivers per se, straight clowns. But when they come your way, you just got to know how to deal with them.
Okay.
But yes, there are going to be times when you got to maybe go around a little bit regarding detention, layover, and TONU. Yes.
Okay. So
Were you
basically,
saying
just
something? Huh?
just get your woman on when you really need to get your payers, your drivers their money.
It doesn't, I think a lot of drivers, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I own trucks. I get where you're coming from, but I'm also the type of person that I'm not gonna, while you hoeing and humming and having a hissy fit, your perfect load done came and went on a low board.
Mm.
So I'm a fan of, hey, whatever, and getting back to the low board. That's what I'm a fan of.
Makes sense.
But I will send an email or I will voice my opinion, but I'm not going to sit and go, because what a broker, they either going to give it or they're not. You can't make them. I don't care how entitled you feel, you're going to have some brokers that just don't see it that way. I say get back on the board.
You just take a loss like that. You just take a loss. You just take
if that's the way you
like.
I'm sorry, that reminds me of another post about pros and cons. When it comes to TONU pay, that is one of a perfect example of why I like low deadhead. Because if my driver only went 20 miles, I ain't gonna be that mad. But if he done went 80, then yeah, I'll be a little pissed off. But I'm going to request it. I've never been denied TONU, and I think maybe once I've been denied detention. But I'm a great communicator, and I don't just start barking at brokers in that fashion. If I request detention, they already knew that was coming. Mm-hmm. Because I let them know at an hour that my driver still hadn't been loaded. Mm-hmm. So I think brokers like those that communicate. They really do. I'm not saying it's 100 proof, but it works well for me.
gives them an opportunity to fix any issue.
Give them the opportunity to fix that freaking problem. Don't nobody want detention. I want to get loaded and go, because now you know my driver can only drive 11 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want no stinking detention. I want my hours. A lot of times the broker can call and see what's going on. Or hell, you can call and see what's going on. I done had to tell what my driver was at a pickup, and he calls me and tells me that he got more room, so they want to load something else, but it ain't came yet. I had him put that loader on speaker. Say, listen, if this ain't on my truck in 10 minutes, you got two choices. He leaving without it, get my BOL ready, or whatever you put on, you can take it off. I got detention for that, but I kept the guy updated, but he got to a point where he didn't know what to do. So I did. And I wasn't mad. This is what it is, and that's that. That's it. But I don't encourage that type. I'm just saying, sometimes you'll get to where you might have to get a little spicy, but just don't always go into a situation acting that way. If it builds up to that, that's one thing. But when it comes to brokers, give them an opportunity to see what they're going to do. And then after that, you got to determine how you're going to make your move.